Hello, and yes, I did say at the end of last week I'm not going to do a vlog this week, but this isn't a vlog, and I got some time to kill, so I'm just going to do a very quick highlights of my short week, 3 days. So obviously Monday's bank holiday. I'm not working Friday because I'm going away on holiday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's now Thursday afternoon. Yeah, so I actually started quite late on the Tuesday, just because I was at home. Didn't actually get my first job until 11. It was a decent job though, sort of West Midlands pickup. Can't remember exactly where. Sort of Erdington Way, and it was down to Gosport by Portsmouth. Pretty straightforward job. It's just a fan and a control unit or something. Met a fitter at some pub. He was fitting out heating, ventilation, and air conditioning guy. And then from there, so that put me quite late-ish in the afternoon on one job. Yeah, and I think I can't remember what I got for that. It was like 143 or something. Actually managed to pick up a job pretty sharpish after that, but it was only a midi van job. It was from Portsmouth area, like 15 minutes from where I was, but it was going to Barrow-in-Furness. So Barrow-in-Furness is out of my normal area because I always think sort of Preston, Blackpool is the kind of limit. Maybe Lancaster, but once you go past there, it's quite a long way to get to Barrow. Because I'm done great that day so far because of the late-ish start. I went for it. I can't remember how much I priced it. Even though it was a midi van job, which is a small van is 65 pence a mile. Long wheel, short wheelbase is 75. I guess the midi van is about 70 pence a mile. I can't remember what I priced it, but all miles including getting there, it was 81 pence a mile, and I got it. And it was tipping that evening, so it was a long drive. Picked up a small box, like 30 kilograms, straight up to Barrow-in-Furness. Obviously a decent drive. I didn't get up there till about 20 past 10, so I thought I'd just get this tipped quickly. I stopped for a McDonald's on the way. I don't normally eat on the way of jobs, but I stopped quickly for this because I'm not going to eat when I finish tipping it that late. So had a quick McDonald's in the service. Quite an interesting job because I picked up from a company called Saab. So if you think of Saab cars are long gone. They've gone, oh, nobody builds them anymore. I think they went bust. But it's still Saab. They build aeroplanes, I know, but this was Saab Marine or something. So yeah, I delivered to a ship. It's a massive ship, huge bow on it, massive crane, Barrow-in-Furness docks, and I think it was there or one of these big crane ships that does building wind turbines, put wind turbines at sea. So I had to meet the crew off that. Bit of a pain getting tipped because I was at the gate, I could see the boat and I was beeping my horn, not like a madman, but every now and then waving my hands, and eventually they saw me and came over. Some Scandinavian crew tipped there with them, and then I actually tramped, because that was like the docks area, a real nice area on a dockside kind of thing, just down the road by this little nature reserve. Tramped there. There was a couple in a van, like a converted van. Well, they don't call it tramping, obviously they were just overnighting there. Got my head down there. Yeah, but the things about that day, it was actually my best day ever takings wise. So between the two jobs, I think the first job was 143. The second job was 267. So that makes 410. So that's my first over £400 takings day. I've just got my costs to come out of that, but even after costs, it's a good day. Pence per mile wasn't too bad considering the second job was a minivan job. It came in probably about 82, 83 pence a mile, all miles, which on such a long day, it was like 480 something miles. It's pretty good. And it was like a 12-hour day from when I got the first job, or maybe a bit more than 12 and a half from when I actually started looking for jobs. So that is kind of good days. Pretty tired after that though. I took a chance going to Barrow because I knew it was going to be a quiet area, but it was really quiet in the morning, so I stayed around there till like late morning, had a look around. Really interesting place, Barrow, because BAE Systems are there, which is do lots of defence projects, shipyards basically, building stuff for the Navy. I actually looked on Google Maps, and you could see in the dock when Google Maps photo was taken, you could see some submarines that were there. So yeah, it's quite interesting. A bit of a look around the docks, what I could see. And I started to head back towards sort of just trundling along nice and conservatively, saving fuel. I kept chancing my arm until late morning, nothing came up, so I started to head towards like Lancaster Preston way. I got to Lancaster and just pulled off for a bit, and a job pinged up from Preston. 3 drops. There's quite a few coming out actually from the same place with the same shipper. I bid on a few. Had a call back about one. Was picking them in Preston and delivering to 2 fast food restaurants in Birmingham and then one in Redditch. Turns out, and the guy said to me there's going to be quite a lot of handball with this, and there was loading. Said in the notes, if you take it on pallets, you've got to keep the pallets, so as a handball on the van. Not whinging about this, it's just part of the job, and it was priced in. And then at each drop I had to, take it around the back of these thing. I'll say the name of the restaurant, it's Pepe's Piri Piri. Quite a lot of them around Birmingham, but I think they're in quite well spread out now. And it was just the dry stuff for them, like sauces, packaging, bags of spices. So the van smelled quite nice, to be honest, on the way down. Quite a nice spicy smell. The drops were, I wouldn't say a pain, they were what I expected really. Plenty of handball. I had to get the sack truck out, deliver them, but it actually worked out alright, because I think it was 125 miles all in. I went in loaded. I went in 155. It knocked me down to 145, but I still did it because it was kind of getting me towards home. And I did get towards the end of my working week. Yeah, so with driving from Barrow-in-Furness to Preston and then doing this job, it worked out about 75 pence a mile, which is kind of my absolute minimum what I want to do on a job. So I kind of paid from getting out of middle of nowhere back to close to home, so it wasn't too bad in that respect. But then I did drive 26 miles home empty, so I was only that far from home. So I thought I'm not going to tramp in Redditch and going home. So that was yesterday. And then my plan for today, because I'd pretty much done £200 a day, I'd pretty much done £600 in, or like £550 in 2 days. I thought I'll stay local, like real local, try and do local minimum charge jobs around home, Walsall and the West Midlands. See how I get on with that. Chance my arm doing that. Bit of an experiment. Started looking about 8:30, 8:15, 8:20, something like that. I was being very fussy, so I wasn't going obviously distance, because I don't want to go distance because I'm going on holiday tomorrow. I'll try and get back because there's a chance to come home empty. And like I say, I want to try this. And I wasn't even going from like West Midlands to like Leicester area or East Midlands or like Nuneaton or go to Coventry, but I've been on jobs to places like that. But then I wouldn't go as far as like Tewkesbury down the M5 or even Worcester, because once you go there, you're kind of getting within that inner catchment area, like grouping of jobs in the West Midlands. Eventually I got a job. I was trying to go for jobs of this. I was trying to only go for jobs that are loaded and unloaded at least £1.50 a mile, because I wanted to keep the pence per mile up, because all miles for the week so far it was like just under 80 pence a mile. Yeah, and then it got to about 11 and I got a job. Wasn't a perfect job, but it was like 3 miles from home, 25 miles on the job. I went in at 55 and got it, knowing if it's the only job I did and I drove home, it'd still work out £1 a mile. So yeah, that wasn't bad actually. It's like 25 miles. Was it 35? I don't know. Anyway, worked out pretty well. Picking up Wednesbury, dropping in Wolverhampton, WV2, then over ST18, which is where I am now, which is Hixon by Stafford, which is very close to, or pretty much the same place as where I picked up last week, where I used to work, a place called Bristol. So I've been here twice in 2 weeks, and I've never been here before, and that's how this kind of work works. Yeah, and I pulled up, bid on a few jobs, and then a job pinged up for quite late pickup. It's actually pickup between 4:30 and 5, which is why I'm killing time now. Drop in, it's only 15 miles, but it's 25 miles away, so it's 40 miles all in. Drop into B6, which is like Spaghetti Junction area, which is closer to home than I am now. It's probably about, say, 7 or 8 miles closer to home. So I went in at 60 quid, and the guy rings me up and says, told me a bit about a job, actually delivering to a phone mast again. That's why it's 7 o'clock specific time, because that's when the engineer's going to be there, or the engineer's like working overnight, presumably. But he said with this one, you have to take the waste, including the cardboard boxes. We only talk about cardboard boxes. So he says, obviously, we'll offer to pay you more. And I said, well, how much more? How much can you go to? And he said, well, you probably go to 90 quid. So I said, yeah, I'll do it for 90 quid. So I've taken the boxes and the packaging. I can't take it back to where I picked up because they'll be shut. So worst case scenario is I then drive to Tamworth to pick up, with round trip tomorrow, we've got 30-35 miles, just to drop off the waste before I get stuff ready for my holiday. But I'm hoping it's just cardboard boxes, and then I can just put them in the recycling at home. Even if it's over a few weeks, I'll just put them in a shed or something. And if it's a pallet, one pallet will be alright. But if it's loads of pallets, then I'll definitely have to go to Tamworth. But anyway, that's the day today. So it's been killing time. And partly why I did this was I've done alright this week money wise. I've got lots of time to kill, but it's quite rare, I find, when I've got a few invoices to chase up at the moment and non-payers, and I need to speak about CX about placing a complaint and ask how I go about that, really, because I've done it once and it was not long ago. So if you're like me, a one-man band, it's hard to find time within the working day to phone shippers about chasing up bills and stuff like that. That's why I always make sure when I do my invoicing and stuff, I follow their guidance to the letter, because make it easy for them to pay, because I haven't got time to chase them during a week. If you know, a company with somebody in the office, like Peter Curry driver, it's in obviously a small business and they've got someone permanently doing this stuff, so it's easy, you can just focus on a day. But you're either on a job or you're looking for your next job during working hours. That's how it works. So every now and then, taking a job when you've got stuff to do, I find going for a job that's like 2 or 3 hours in the future, there's not many people going to be bidding on it. You can bid higher money and then you get it, and then you've got a few hours to do all your admin stuff and film YouTube short vlogs. So yeah, that's what I've been doing here. Hixon Airfield, industrial estate this. So I've been for a little walk just around the old airfield, World War II airfield. A few interesting sites around here. Have a look at this. Yeah, there's a commercials like scrap and reclamation yard here, and there's quite a few trailers dotted around the old airfield that are pretty mangled. Them two, and the one across the way, which isn't so bad, obviously bridge strike ones, and the Asda one in particular, pretty much almost a flatbed. Anyway, yeah, so that's the thing. So I'm going to get this job done now, and head home. So hopefully I'll be home about 8ish, which isn't too bad really. I don't think my little experiment today's worked out particularly well. I wasn't trying to do just local jobs, really local. I can't see it really working, to be honest. The job I did do, it was good pounds per mile loaded, but it was like scraping £25 an hour when you're on the job. Yeah, so anyway, that's just a quick update. Like I say, just it's not a work week in the life, it's just the highlights. A few points came up today. One more which I almost forgot, the last drop of this job, just here, just in the unit over there. When I got there, the guy asked me for card, a business card for myself. I don't have business cards because I've said before I don't want my own customers. I know people don't get this, but especially at the moment because I'm looking to relocate back to North Wales, it's pretty pointless me building up a customer base in the West Midlands. So I just said to him, I don't have any anyway. So I said, I just subby mate to people. So, and then he asked me, have you got a name, a card for the company you're subby to? And I was like, no, sorry. And he's like, all right, fair enough. It's just good to have contact details for people and stuff. But it's 20 miles from home. It's a packaging company. Maybe if whoever booked the shipper for this job isn't the deliveries, it was the pickup. So I think in this circumstance, you don't go into the pickup and then start handing out your card. That's poaching. If you then go to one of the drops and they ask, you can pretty much for sure give it them because you're not poaching. And even if they don't ask, to be honest, you could just drop it there because they don't know who you're from, do they, all the time. So that's the thing with cards if you're into getting your own customers, I'm sure. But anyway, almost forgot that one. Want to mention that one. Like I say, as before, it's not a full week in a life vlog, but any comments you got, I want to try and upload this as well off my phone instead of doing it off my computer. So I thought I'd do a short one and see how it gets on uploading. But that's how my 3-day week's been. As ever, any comments to help myself or anyone else, please put them in the comments.